Hello and welcome to another Conan video. This time, however, these are the expansions that you can currently get in retail. So you've got Yogah of Yag, the Kushite Witch Hunters, and Crossbowmen. And I'm pleased to say the Crossbowmen actually have a scenario available from the Monolith website, Conspiracy in Karun. And the other boxes, they are getting English scenarios. They're currently available in French, but apparently English copies are coming soon. So let's have a look, starting off with this big boy, the Yogah. A little kind of Cthulhu-esque, it's sort of elephant-headed, I guess. And on the back, we get to learn that it's got a hero sheet and a plastic miniature, so that's good. So obviously dual purpose. And from the Tower of the Elephant this is. Conan stared aghast. The image had the body of a man, naked and green in colour, but the head was one of nightmare and madness. Too large for the human body, it had no attributes of humanity. Conan stared at the wide flaring ears, the curling proboscis, on either side of which stood white tusks tipped with golden balls. The eyes were closed as if in sleep. This, then, was the reason for the name, the Tower of the Elephant, for the head of the thing was much like that of the beast described by the Shemitish wanderer. This was Yara's god. Now, it's my understanding that this character is depicted as it was potentially before the Tower of the Elephant, but also can be used after, so it can be used as either a hero or a monster. Let's have a look inside. Now that's not what I was quite expecting. I thought there'd be some monster tiles, but there's just the hero sheet, and rather irritatingly, it has decided in the packaging to get a little bit warped, so a little bit of weight to flatten that out should take care of that, but that's just irritating, and my word, this guy's a beast. 12 life, up to 5 attack dice, up to 4 range dice, up to 3 manipulation dice, and a load of abilities including spell casting, I think that one is. And not sure what that is, I'll have to look that one up. Is that resurrection or healing or something? Wall smash, a great set of abilities and very Conan-like in capabilities there. Plus the figure, it's ginormous. Look at it, it's huge. I mean, wow, that is a beast. Detail-wise, decent rather than amazing. Probably look pretty good painted up, I have to say. This type of plastic unfortunately doesn't show the details very well, and the darker plastic does always look better quality in the raw kind of resin. Distortion wise, not really too much distortion, a little bit of a bend on the spear, but not much, and obviously it all sits nicely back in the box. Bit of a potential waste of space. They could probably have made the box a little bit smaller, but better to be on the safe side and keep the figure well protected. So yeah, interesting, and as I say, painting that up as a kind of greyish green elephant type figure could be interesting, but yeah, I think what's happened is the box has been stored and it's bent in a weird way. So yeah, not quite what I was expecting, but yeah, pretty decent expansion. Let's see what the others are like. Okay, well, we've got the Kushite Witch Hunters, a sort of African slash Native American sort of look. I guess more African than Native American. Lovely piece of artwork, and trying to emulate that via painting could be interesting. 4 figures, and obviously these guys are potentially adversaries. And we've got a quote here from Appendices. In the great square of the inner city, a sorcerer was being tortured. What a great mob looked on and jeered. Conan attacked at his house by the monster, wounded it mortally and pursued it into the square, where it rushed to its master, the Kordofan, and fell dead. The frenzied mob tore the Kordofan to pieces, and then appeared Agira, who denounced Thuterns. He was likewise slain by the mob, and then the blacks rose and destroyed Shambhala, and Conan and Diana escaped. So yeah, this set of figures could be an interesting addition rather than just picks. We're going to have some Kushites, and I believe there is an actual big box expansion coming soon. And also, as I mentioned in my preview bit, there are some PDFs coming to enable both Yogah and the Kushites to be used in the game. So let's have a look inside, shall we? Okay, now this is pretty cool. I believe these figures were available to view on the Kickstarter, if I remember correctly. And it's nice to see we've actually got 4 variants. So we've got this kind of witchy-like guy, shield and sword, beheaded guy being held by this one, and a slightly different variation on the sword and shield look. So we've got Shubha, this tall guy from the front cover. Shafi, apologies to anyone who knows how these names should be pronounced. Gale and Afari. Actually, Afari looks like the guy from the cover. So the figure holding the beheaded guy is Afara. And yeah, they've all got slightly different abilities. Spellcaster and so on. They all seem to move too, have different armor values and different attack values. So yeah, nice interesting mix of characters there, and I can see them being a nice little addition to the game. And it's going to be good to have alternative figures to paint up with a slightly different look to the picks and the other fine fellows that come in the box set. So yeah. Well, we've got the final box here, the Crossbowmen. Nice bit of artwork on the front, slightly more kind of Western/Mongolian look. Let's have a look on the back here. Ah, this is good to see. 10 figures, but some of them might come loose. The box is a little bit rattly. Let's see when we open up the box. But before we do that, we've got a little bit of the Hour of the Dragon here. The king and his allies moved westward at the head of 50,000 men. Knights in shining armour with their pennons streaming above their helmets, pikemen in steel caps and brigandines, crossbowmen in leather jerkins. They crossed the border, took a frontier castle and burned 3 mountain villages, and then in the valley of the Valky, 10 miles west of the boundary line, they met the hosts of Conan, king of Aquilonia. 45,000 knights, archers and men-at-arms, the flower of Aquilonian strength and chivalry. So yeah, pretty epic clash there of the forces of Conan the King versus wannabe conquerors. Anyway, contents of the box. Let's have a look. Well, it looks like all the figures are pretty secure, but they do sit loosely, not quite so tightly as some of the other boxes, so a little bit jiggly. They all look like the same pose to me. And I've got a feeling all these tiles are going to be basically the same, but we do have some alternative colours, so we can actually field 3 separate units. So we've got green, we've got red, and of course, oh dear, there they go, our plain coloured ones. Right, well, let's take advantage of these guys falling out to have a look at the front and back. Yeah, these are looking like nice figures. Let's have a closer look and see if we can get the camera to focus for us. Okay, the detail is looking pretty good, and again, painted up, I can see these looking pretty magnificent actually. Yeah, these are nice figures. The abilities look quite unpleasant, so yeah, quite a tough little unit. 1 defense, so yeah, fairly easy to kill. Reinforcement cost of 2. Yeah, could be interesting to get these on the table, and I'm glad to say that is actually possible right now. There is a PDF which I have printed, The Conspiracy in Karun. So Karun is a small country wedged between the great western states and the sultanates of the Far East. It's a major city, also called Karun. It is an affluent trade centre that controls many caravan routes. Like a watchtower, it stands near the river that separates the lush regions from the vast sandy desert. And basically, during the night of boozing and wenching, Conan overhears a whispered conversation regarding a conspiracy against Queen Taramis, and he learns that the royal guard is basically going to be up to no good, so he chooses to get a bit of a fight going. So yeah, that's pretty good, and I'm looking forward to giving this one a try out, I have to say. As I say, it's a little bit annoying. I'm still waiting for 3 other PDFs, but they are available in French, so normally they're pretty good at getting the English copies out. So all 3 of these boxes are going to be quite easy to integrate into your game. And I have to say, I'm probably liking the Crossbowmen the most. However, the Kushite guys, they're looking really good, and when the expansion comes out for the Kushite regions, the Witch Hunters might become my #1 choice. The most disappointing one, ironically, is Yogah. Not quite what I was expecting, a single large figure. Again, I probably did see this at some stage, either on Board Game Geek or on the Kickstarter page, but had forgotten a little bit about it. I think it needs a monster tile, so you can play it both before and after the tower scenario, and I got a feeling it's a powerful beastie, maybe someone who can rival Conan. So if you're finding you're playing in a game where it's all about Conan or no one else, maybe you want this guy so he can equalise things. I'm still of the opinion that Conan plays really well as a 2-player, Conan and party versus the baddies, or if you prefer, 3-player, Conan for 1 player, his buddies for a second, and then the baddies with the 3rd player. But that's my personal opinion. But yeah, another nice little addition to the game, and obviously with the PDFs actually slowly trickling out now, these extra boxes are proving to be pretty good value, particularly if you're a big fan of Conan. There is also a miniatures game coming out, so I plan on picking that up. There's also a role-playing game by Mephidius, which I plan on grabbing. And with regard to that, I have actually picked up one of these Pathfinder packs, the Slum Quarter Alleys, and this should give me the ability to create my own custom scenarios. Anyway, expect more Conan videos. Not for a while. I think it's going to take me a while to get to grips with all these extra bits, but yeah, expect more Conan videos. I'm really enjoying the game. In fact, I've just come home from playing at my local friendly game store a back-to-back session of Conan, which was great fun, and I'm pleased to say created a lot of buzz. There must have been 3 or 4 people came over and had a chat and picked up figures, and loads of people who walked past would stop to have a look and go, and move on, nodding their head and chattering to each other. So yeah, I can see Conan being very, very popular, and of course there's also the MMO Conan Exiles, which is getting mixed reviews, but a lot of people saying it's got the potential to be a great game. It's just not quite there yet. Anyway, more Conan in the future. See you later.